Welcome back, dear students, for the International Marketing Strategy class. Today we are going to see two topics. One is the difference between international market and domestic market. The second one is the quality consideration in international marketing. Okay. The first one, we've already discussed a bit about it while talking about the various topics. We have already discussed a bit about what is the difference between what are the different strategies which used in the international marketing, how it differs from the domestic marketing. When we're seeing the international, how the domestic market, turns up to a global into a global marketing company, we have seen the differences, how and the challenges. These are how it differentiate from the domestic market. So let us have a run through with the this domestic market versus international market. Actually, this is important in your examination point of view. Okay, let's see what are those things. Okay. So I have given three columns here. The first column is about the basis of the difference, and second column talks about the domestic market features, how and international marketing features, how these two domestic marketing and international marketing features differentiate on this basis which we have given. Okay, first one is operating conditions. Okay, so domestic market or any domestic company operates within the border of that country, right? So that's why this I have given here as one nation. So when there is a one country, there will be a one language and one culture. Okay, that might differ in countries like India. Okay, we have different languages, different cultures. So it is known that every 60 kilometers the language and the culture changes in India. Okay, so I'm not talking about the bigger countries, subcontinents like India. So if you consider a smaller nations, like European countries and all, they have one country, they have the one culture, they speak one language. Okay, uh, so some countries, some exceptions are there, like India and all, but still, we have a one basis of culture which is similar in entire India. The language is different, but the culture might different in some ways, but the basis is same. Okay, so in domestic market, whenever we are thinking about the domestic market, it's about the one country, one culture and one language. Okay, in international marketing, so when we want to do international business means, when we want to sell our products in international market, so there we are not planning only to from India to Pakistan or India to Bangladesh or India to USA. So we are talking about here many countries, right? Many countries. That's why here many nations. So many nations means many languages and many cultures. So when many languages and many cultures, so your packaging will differ. You have to package in a different language. Your business, the communication of your business, what you say, like maybe it's a host country language you have to use for many business communication purpose also. And you have to think about the culture before making the marketing mix strategy. So for different nation, you have to follow the different uh, culture, different marketing mix and different language. Okay. Next one is transportation cost. Okay, within the country, the radius of the country, the number of kilometers, the coverage of the country would be lesser. Okay, majorly we can follow the road transportation uh, for the our logistic purpose. But in international marketing, so the cost transportation cost is higher. Okay? Because we have to use the sea routes, we have to use the air routes. Okay? The countries which are sharing borders, we can use roads also. rail routes also. So the transportation cost compared to the domestic marketing and international marketing is in international marketing it is definitely higher because the kilometer it travels, the fuel it consumes, and other related expenses in logistics. What you call maybe your licensing, your freight charges. Okay, so these all are the examples which makes the transportation cost much bigger in international marketing than the domestic marketing. Currency, in domestic marketing obviously one currency, in different countries different currencies. How does currency will different? We know this one, what you are saying about this. So how does currency, see, we have to make the payments and the receipts. Okay, so when we are making payments and the receipts, this currency fluctuation, currency different denominations, okay, and currency stability, these all matters. Okay, that's why majorly we the international trades follow the hard currency rule. Like whenever we are talking about an international business, we always talk about in dollars. Okay, even in Indian business, when it is talking about international business, it talks in dollars, right? We have made $1 million sales this year, like that, right? We won't say that 1 crore rupees business has happened this year, right? No, because that is the standard, what we call hard currency reference, we say. Okay, uh, so the currency when we are making payments and the receipts of our import, export, or any business transaction. Okay, receipts of your bills. Okay, these are things will the currency will the fluctuation of the currency, stability of the currency, the rate of the currency. Okay, what is the denomination they are using in the currencies, those all things will matter. Okay, so in the domestic market it is easier because if rupee is fluctuating, for example, the value of rupee is fluctuating, then it is in entire country it is fluctuating, right? But when you talk about it in the perspective of international marketing, if the currency is fluctuating, the dollar is fluctuating, euro is stable, or yen is fluctuating, dollar is stable, pound is fluctuating, like that. So you have to think about the different currencies and before making the receipts and payments, and you might end up paying more in some days, less in another days. It depends on the contract date and all those things. Okay, so the currency also an important basis for differentiation in the marketing. Okay, the fourth one is political environment. uh, so in the last class only we were discussing about how political environment also will contribute to the international marketing, how challenges it can give in the international marketing. We were talking about political parties, right? We were talking about stability of government. We were talking about whether it is a capitalist country or a communist country or a democratic country, how it makes a difference. So when you talk about domestic marketing, the company which is operating in the one country itself, so it has to think about only one country's political stability, one country's political parties, all those things. But when you talk about the international marketing, if you're making business in more than 20 to 30, 50 countries or 180 countries, like so they have to think about the all kind of political uh, challenges which the business has to face. All the factors, right? All the factors which are related to political, maybe disability, policies, parties, kind of politics which is having, whether it is democratic or communist country, kind of things. We have to think about it. So different political environment factors in different. See, in Asia only, China is Communist Party, India is a democratic, Pakistan is military based running political party. So with the countries which are sharing borders, so if you are doing international business within these three countries only, you will see the differences, right? So think about the other countries also where you are doing the business. So there is a different political challenges the international marketing in the international marketing the companies has to face. Okay. Then the next one, fifth one, the nature of the marketing. Okay. Uh, Market is relatively homogeneous. Here I have given markets are diverse and highly heterogeneous. Homogeneous, heterogeneous. Homogeneous means similar characteristics. Okay. If you are segmenting your market into a domestic market as a single, like I was saying before in the first point we were discussing language, okay, culture, maybe related to you have a different kind of segmentations, right? Demographic segmentation you have many other segmenting character income level segmentation. So when you see market in a domestic country, say for example India, if I'm taking, I can segment India as a like medium or income level market, right? When you talk about the international marketing, you have many countries like developing country, developed country, underdeveloped countries. Okay, in that third world nations we call. Okay, so these are the factors. Like one example I have taken as a income group. So it is only giving many differentiations in segmenting, right? If you take all the factors which you use for the segmentation, so it will differentiate, right? So when you talk about one country, so we can say that the characteristics of the customer, they related to their culture, customer language they speak, tradition they follow, the population age, the taste will be uh, more or less similar. I'm not saying that the entire market can be, entire country can be segmented into one characteristics. More or less it will be similar, but in the international market, a completely heterogeneity will be there. There is a differentiation. There are the diverse segmentation we have to do in the international marketing. Okay. So next characteristics, what is there? Let's see. Next one is change control and tariffs. Okay. Here, tariff is not at all applicable in domestic market. So tariff is applicable when we are doing the international business, right? So import export tariffs will be applicable there. So there is a no problem of any exchange controls or tariffs. But in international market, many in many countries, it plays an important role. Tariffs plays an important role. They act as obstacles. What we say, the economic unions, what they've created, like with maybe Asian NAFTA, okay. These all European unions, they will allow their only those member countries to free for the free trade. For other countries companies, they'll not allow the free trades, right? So that there the tariffs will act as an important obstacle for the non-member company, okay, non-member countries company. So tariff is also an important obstacle, where in domestic market that does not applicable itself. Okay. Next one is data availability. What kind of data I'm talking about? The data which is required for your marketing research, okay, about your customer, their taste, their preference, okay, what they want, their needs and wants. In domestic market, it is much easier because we know the population, we know how to segment them and target them, how to collect the data from them, and it is a lesser cost also. Uh, but in the international marketing, it is a huge task. It requires a higher budget. Okay. That's what when we are planning for a marketing mix in international market, international company, if it is planning for any kind of strategy, it has to set aside a huge budget for marketing research. Okay. First they have to understand each country's taste, each country's preference, their needs, wants, their cultural background, their societal background. their income level, everything, right? So they have to do research on everything. So this will be a cost and time consuming activity in international marketing, where in domestic marketing, comparatively to the international marketing, it is lesser cost and lesser time consuming activity. Okay. Next one is government interference. So usually, apart from the legal aspects which are there for all industry wise regulations and legal aspects, which is already set by any national government, so those will be followed by all the industry, all the companies. Okay. So rather than that, they have a freedom to do the business. Okay. Apart from the restricted thing, apart from you have to follow the rules, regulation, guidelines given by the industry, Ministry of Business and Commerce, and whatever the legality you have, that you have to follow in the domestic market. But when you come to the international marketing, government will play a very important role, and it influences the business decisions. Okay, the countries like China, where they have all the companies are the government companies there. Government will run those companies. So when you are, putting up a manufacturing or assembling plant there, so you have to think about the ownership structure. You have to think about their controlling structure of a government in our business. So the government will interfere. Okay. Next one is environmental effects. Okay. So individual company has a little effect on environment. Here large companies means we are talking about competition here, right? uh, like in domestic um, environment, you have a lesser competition from individual companies. But when you open up yourself to an international marketing, the gravity of competition is uh, more, and you have to compete with the larger companies. Okay, so that is the environmental effect. Okay, let's go to the next. Okay. Business environment, that is relatively stable. It is like unstable. Like I was talking, when you talk about business environment, it includes your economic environment, your political environment, technology, competition, customer, right? So all those things, micro, macro, all the factors will come in a business environment. So when you take a country as one individual country, we can see the relatively stable business environment. But when you talk about number of countries, when you are doing international business, there will be some countries will be having a stable business environment, and some other will be not having a stable business environment. One factor may be a stability, maybe their micro factors are stable, macro factors are unstable, or vice versa. So we have to think about, in doing international business, we have to think about all those things. Okay, all the combination probabilities. Okay, we have to face that. We have to always think that in international marketing, business environment is unstable. When the competition changes, when the price strategy will change, who will invent what, uh, that is a bigger question mark always. Which political party will come to rule in which country? Yeah. So we are always we have to be a proactive in this case. When we are talking about business environment, the companies, when they want to survive in international market, so it has to think the stability of the business environment, and it has to be a proactive company. Okay, before the change happens, you have to change yourself. So you have to be like proactive like that. Next, climate. Your climate, I'm talking about financial climate. Okay, so India, it's a developing country. If you take an average income of a people here, per capita income would be same, gross domestic production, all those things will be same. So here I was giving as, if inflation is there, so inflation will be hit by every individual in India, right? So it is like a stable and uniform, right? If currency is the rupees diminishing in the value, then it rupees diminishing value for you or me or any other Indian, right? But in international marketing, it is it varies from country to country, right? So it might be a currency thing or an inflation thing, or your financial policy, or investment structure changes in the country. So these are the financial climate uncertainty. The risk is always there in the international marketing. Wherein in domestic marketing, we can say that it is lesser riskier than, and it is because it is a uniform. We can easily predict. Right. The last one is nature of the business. Okay. Uh, the nature of business is like in domestic marketing, it is simple, right? It is simple and mature, we can say. But in international marketing, it is diverse, it is changeable, and it is unclear. Okay, because change. Okay, we cannot unprediction, uncertainty. Okay, so this is what we were talking about today. The difference between the international marketing and domestic marketing. Okay, so next we will move to the next bit in your chapter, that is the quality consideration is in international marketing. Okay,